And then when Nancy is trapped, they're trying to find music. They're like, Madonna, anything, music, we need music. And he goes, this is music. I think he was holding up an Iron Maiden. It was like that. It was like those. That's another one of those things that growing up in the 80s was like that. Like I remember growing up and Metallica was like heavy metal music was not respected. It was liked. I'm not saying it didn't have an audience. It obviously did, but it wasn't respected. And it wasn't until I was older and I went back and listened to it. I was more of a Black Sabbath Metallica guy, but growing up I wasn't allowed to listen to it. And it was always like my uncle and his friends and all that who would listen to it in their truck, would drive around and that kind of thing. And if you wore the Metallica t-shirt in school, you were the outcast. Kind of like Eddie. So, except, you didn't have as much confidence and charisma as Eddie did. So you were picked on. Much like in the early 90s, being a skater was bad. You were picked on for that. And I saw people get picked on. I saw skateboards being broken by people like 17 going on 26. The point is, I have a point to this. The point is, the irony of it all is going back when I was a little older and then really listening to Metallica. Listening to And Justice for All, listening to Ride the Lightning, listening to like the 80s stuff, and appreciating the composition of the music. Like for anyone to say that that's not music, sit down, put these headphones on and listen. Tell me that these like 10-minute long opuses are not some of the most awesome compositions that you've ever heard. Yeah, it's not a symphony. It's talent. It's talent. Call of Cthulhu. Listen to that fucking song and tell me that's not. Metallica's music, y'all. 80s Metallica is music. It was good music. That was like, I have yet to hear metal that is that profound. And it might sound dorky, but it was. And it still is. It's so good. And it clicked with me one day and I just heard it in a whole new way. And the fact that I once thought this, I was brainwashed into thinking it was, it was just noise. That is such an insult. So to all the Metallica fans in the 80s, who had to endure that, I'm sorry. You were ahead of your time. And it must have been maddening to know that this was some amazing shit that was being made. It wasn't just like 4 chords with some drums in the background. Metallica were doing something completely fucking different. And I'm on a Metallica tangent. I should probably get back to the episode. They were good. Their 80s stuff is phenomenal. Go back and listen to it. It is amazing. Favorite album? Ride the Lightning. Let's go.